Really happy to be joined by Alan Dershowitz, constitutional scholar, noted civil libertarian, and legal expert. Alan, I appreciate you taking some time. Start broadly. What's your take on this IG report?
I think it's a very balanced and fair report. As you said, neither side will be happy with it. It called it the way it saw it. It proves to me that they never was needed to have a special counsel. All the work that the special counsel is doing, costing millions of dollars and targeting people, could have been done within the Justice Department by career people like Michael Horowitz. He is a trustworthy person, more approved by the public than Mueller. So I think his report demonstrates, number one, that we do have our checks and balances in place, but we have some work to do. Strzok has to be fired. There's no doubt in my mind that he can't remain on as an FBI agent on the basis of a report saying that he had this unbelievable bias and didn't recuse himself. He should have recused himself based on his desire to make sure there was an insurance policy and that Trump wouldn't under any circumstances be elected. I think the report was a little too mild on Comey. It's true that Comey wasn't a partisan. He didn't care particularly who won the election. In fact, he assumed that Hillary Clinton was going to win the election. But what he did is he put his own personal reputation before the rules of the FBI. His own personal reputation, he believed, would suffer if Hillary Clinton won the election, and he could be blamed for not revealing the fact that they were doing an investigation. So he broke the rules in order to protect himself. In some ways, that's worse than being partisan. He abused his office in self-interest, in self-promotion, and I would hope that there would be consequences to him, not criminal. I don't believe any of these people should be charged criminally. As you know, I oppose the criminalization of political differences, the weaponization of our criminal justice system. Exposure, civil remedies are appropriate to resolve this problem. But I think today was a good day for America. I think we got a balanced report that told us a lot of information we never had. It also supports what I've said from day one. We should have had a nonpartisan commission rather than a special counsel looking into this, giving us all the information. What we got today was somewhat equivalent to what a special counsel might have gotten, except, I'm sorry, from what a bipartisan, nonpartisan commission might have established. But a nonpartisan commission would have given us broader information, not just internal information regarding the Justice Department. But a good day for America.
Alan, a number of Trump supporters may not be pleased with this report, and they may not believe that the IG is capable of doing a thorough investigation of the FBI. Elaborate on your point that you would oppose any sort of a special counsel to look in this.
Special counsel are given millions of dollars, and they're told that there are targets on people's back. And if they come away saying nobody is charged with any crime, they fail to do a good job. That's not the way justice should be administered. There are career people in the Justice Department like Michael Horowitz in every city in the country, people who have been in the office 20 years, who are nonpartisan, who could easily have done the investigations special counsel is doing. In fact, some of the investigations are now being done by the Southern District U.S. Attorney's Office, the District of Columbia U.S. Attorney's Office, and perhaps other offices as well. That could have been done instead of the appointment of special counsel. It would have been less controversial, less expensive, and less politicized. The other fear I have is that Comey is now deeply tainted. And of course, Mueller and Comey are joined at the hip. They're very, very close, professionally, personally. They both served in the same U.S. Attorney's Office. They both served as directors of the FBI. And I'm worried that Mueller will lean over backwards to vindicate his friend and associate, Comey. If you're going to pick a special counsel, you should pick somebody who has no connection to anybody involved in the prior investigation. And Mueller does have a close connection to Comey.
Hey, Alan, to that point, is there any relationship between this IG report out today and the Mueller investigation? Is there any sort of connection between the two?
I think there is. I think that this puts the nail in the coffin of trying to prosecute or charge President Trump with obstruction of justice. The report demonstrates without any doubt that there was a basis for firing Comey. Comey should have been fired whether Hillary got elected or President Trump got elected. President Trump's mistake is he should have fired him on day one. Now, his opponents think that he may have had a different motive in firing him. Well, people have mixed motives. But if the president has a justification for engaging in a constitutionally authorized act under Article 2 of the Constitution, that's the end of the matter. You can't begin probing motives of a president in trying to decide why he engaged in certain conduct he was entitled to engage in. People always have mixed motives. But I think it also may explain why the Deputy Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein, hasn't recused himself, because obviously he's the main witness. There was an obstruction of justice, but he may know what we don't know, and that is that Mueller isn't really going after obstruction of justice and isn't focusing on the Comey firing. Because if he was focusing on the Comey firing, I can't see how Rod Rosenstein could stay in the case. You can't be both a witness and a prosecutor.
Alan, what about Comey? What about James Comey? As you said, up and down the line, he broke the rules. Is there anything that can be done with Comey?
Well, I think that he has suffered greatly as the result of this report, and justifiably so. But I don't think he's committed any crimes. I don't think he's committed necessarily any disbarable ethical violations. But I think his reputation has suffered greatly as the result of this. What he did to try to protect his reputation backfired. And look, he has to go to sleep at night realizing he may have influenced the outcome of a presidential election. We'll never know. We'll never know the answer to that question. But it's certainly possible, and the IG report says it's certainly possible, that the election could have been influenced by Comey's breaking of the rules in order to protect his own reputation. Comey will go down in history in a very, very negative light.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Alan Dershowitz, thank you, my friend. I always enjoy it. Thank you for joining us.
Newsmax TV. Watch us on Dish, DirecTV, AT&T Uverse, Verizon Fios, or download our free app. Don't have Newsmax TV? Call your local cable provider and request Newsmax today.